In today's episode, we talk about the harder they fall, the bigger they are.
Wait, hold up. They didn't say anything about bigger.
Okay, then, just the harder they fall.
Wow. So what, you don't want to say bigger anymore?
Whoa, that is not what I meant.
But that's not what you don't mean.
Hey, look, buddy, you can't be like, no, man, hey, Iz, I love you, bro. You can't say these things.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
I'm Leo.
And I'm Iz.
And welcome to the R&I Podcast.
Welcome.
What's up, everybody? How's everyone doing today?
Yes, I hope you guys are doing well. Because we got something interesting going on. We're talking about a movie, baby.
A movie? What? A movie? No way.
A movie, yeah. Today.
Snaps. And that movie is The Harder They Fall, which, by the way, was a great movie. I enjoyed it. It is directed by James Samuel, also written by him, and Bose Yakin, or Yakin. Sorry for any mispronunciations. I am the worst when it comes to pronouncing people's names. Jonathan Major. No, I'm just kidding. Major. Idris Elba and Zazie Beetz are some of the starring roles in the movie.
Yes.
So the plot of this movie is pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty good. So it is a Western film, but not any normal Western film. All right. This is a film pretty much all of the actors are all African American, which was pretty amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really awesome. I mean, obviously most Western films were done in like the 70s, 60s, 50s. So most of the actors in that time were all, white.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a predominantly black group of people making a Western film, and it was awesome. It was so good. So good.
Dope.
So the whole point of this movie was there's the protagonist. His name is Nathaniel Love, or Nat is how everybody calls him. And in the beginning of the movie, his dad and mom get killed by somebody. And you come to find out that it's Rufus Buck, who is the leader of the Crimson Hood gang.
Crimson Hood. That's a
dope
that's
name.
An anime gang name.
It really is.
Though. But I was just like, okay.
Or a DC, if you're thinking about the Red Hood.
The Red Hood. That's right.
And his gang, right? There's a lot of red head people.
Redheads is the way to go, right?
Not the hair though. But so he kills his parents when he's a young kid, maybe 10 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it moves into the future or the present of his time, where he's now grown up and he is seeking out the members of the Red Hood gang and seeking his vengeance for the murder of his parents.
Mm-hmm.
And he has his own gang as well, right? And they were called the Love Gang, I think it was, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they were called the Love Gang, it's pretty funny because his name is Love, and also they're a gang. I don't know. So so that's all what it's about, him going after them. But Rufus Bucks gets arrested at some point in his growing up, and so he ends up killing the last members of the Red Hood, the original Red Hood, people that were part of Buck's original group.
Yeah,
and he kills the last guy.
Yeah,
and then he's like, "Yeah, right? I'm done." Huh?
He was a priest, right?
Well, I don't know if he was a priest or he was just dressed up as a priest. Like, did he really convert to being like a priest and
possible
doing good things? I don't know. We didn't get that far.
He did not.
Well, he did not get that far, right? And so, but yeah, so he kills that guy, and he had like a scorpion on his hand. Oh, by the way, spoilers for this movie, obviously, like always. If you've been watching us for long enough, you should know that any movie we review is obviously going to have spoilers to them.
Yeah. As soon as you hear me say welcome in the beginning.
Like, oh, shoot, we got to get out.
Oh, yeah, he's like, oh, snap, I haven't seen it yet.
Or you don't leave, you watch it anyways, and you go, you know what? Their descriptions and review of this movie is so great, it makes me want to watch it more. Or not watch it, depending on how they rate it.
Yeah.
We're helping you not waste your time.
It's the truth.
Yep. So he kills the last guy who had a scorpion on his hand, right? And because Buck was arrested, and I think he was going to be trialed for, he was going to be hung or whatever, or executed in some way. So he's like, all right, my vengeance is done. He was going to live a peaceful life. But some of the remaining members of the Crimson Gang, Crimson Hood gang, go and free Buck. Although he's not really freed, he's actually exonerated,
yeah,
by the president, by the president, and he's been freed. And so, and then they kill all the soldiers that were on the train. Mm-hmm. That scene was dope.
Yeah,
that was a really good scene.
I don't think it was the president that did.
Or was it just
It was the superior of that officer there that did it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, was it the president? Somebody exonerated him, and pretty much they signed a paper saying, yeah, they're free to go because the Crimson Gang went and did something for him. Like they dealt with some problem that the military was having.
Yeah, and it was them. It was those guys.
Oh yeah. Because
there was a reason as to why you're
That's
here.
true. Yeah, because the soldiers that were guarding Buck, they did some really bad stuff in the last place they were. They stole things, and I think they like murdered and raped people, and they did this whole they just gave America a bad name, or the military in that time a bad name. So their superior, which was I'm guessing some kind of general, said, "You take care of them, and you can and Buck goes free." So they did that. And it was a clean. This movie was so good.
It was so good. It was
so well done.
And
I was actually, as I was watching this movie, I at first thought it was oh my god, what is his name? I thought it was a Quentin Tarantino directed movie.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It had a Quentin Tarantino feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a fan of his movies. I think his movies are really good. The only difference is Quentin Tarantino's movies are a lot more gory, a lot more bloody everywhere and stuff. And this one wasn't as bloody.
Yeah.
Even though it was gory in some places.
Oh yeah.
But it wasn't that the level of Tarantino. But I just enjoyed it because it gave me that vibe. Not to steal, from James's directing, but I mean, I would take that as a compliment if as a director. It's like, oh, you felt like a Tarantino feel to it. That's shoot, So it reminded me of what was it? What was that movie with Samuel L. Jackson? No, not Samuel L. Jackson. Sorry, with Jamie Foxx.
Django.
Django. It kind of had like that Django feel.
Mm-hmm.
So it's based on kind of the same time period, anyways.
Yeah, and if you ever watched the new version of The Magnificent Seven, with Denzel Washington as the main, it had that same feel.
Yeah,
and so like it was 100% a Western of today, a modern time.
It was good.
It was good. Yeah, Western. When they did the train scene, it was just incredible how there was it was like I scratch your back if you scratch my back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I do this for you, nothing comes back to me kind of deal. You know what I mean? Because it makes sense that he does it because he's a criminal. Just don't let me find you and all that good stuff. Rufus ends up going back to his town that apparently he owned.
Yeah, he kind of
he ran. He was like there was a.
I want to say he's also like, what do you call it? He's not the discoverer. He's the one who started that town.
The founder.
Yeah. He's the founder of that town.
The founder of Redwood, along with treacherous Trudy.
Treacherous Trudy.
And so he goes back going back to it. So Nat Love goes home, or not goes home, but goes to his lady and was like, "Hey, I'm done. We're finished. It's good." And she didn't even believe him in the beginning. You know what I mean? Like all that stuff. And so I was like, "Wait, so is it done?" I was like, I didn't see him, have a face off with Rufus or anything like that. And apparently, I guess that wasn't enough for the girl. And so, she was just like, or Mary. Mary was like, "Nah, I'm out of here." Nope. He ended up, being able to see him, but they end up finding out that his crew, who stole from the Crimson Hood gang, the most recent, stole actually from Rufus because he is back.
Right.
And then when he found that out, like all of a sudden, things changed, and he was gonna go ask Mary to marry him, and he can't do that right now because he has his vengeance, and she's like, "Come on, forget about it." I'm like,
but she knew. I mean, she knew. I mean, that his entire reason of living really was to get his vengeance, and he thought he did, right? Because Rufus was going to be done with, but
right,
it didn't happen.
Yeah.
he got freed instead.
Yes. And so, obviously one thing happened after another, and she Mary and her, I guess her guard or security guard, Cuffy, they end up joining Nat and his crew, the Love gang. And they just set off to Redwood. Now, Rufus, when he gets home to Redwood, was it the sheriff, or the sheriff of town was just like, he starts off, I'm not giving you nothing, this and that and whatever, and then all of a sudden you hear a knock on his door. He's like, huh, come in, and then backs up, no one's there. I was just like, of course nothing's there.
Yeah, he's just like rehearsing what he's gonna tell Rufus when he comes into the door.
Yep. Oh, dude. He was so funny. It was Wiley Esco was the sheriff. It was played by Dion Cole, and I've watched a lot of his other films, but like he was more comedic.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see him actually as a serious character, and I accidentally like mistook him for another character that I seen from Vine. And that wasn't the case because, well, he was I didn't see him on Vine before, so I was just like, okay, this is the wrong actor and whatnot. So okay. But when I saw him, it was all serious. Then it pans out and no one's in front of him. Someone's opening the door. He's like, oh yeah, Rufus is here. Yeah, no. And then it goes to actually Wiley Esco actually tells me the power that a sheriff holds. You know what I'm saying? And even a marshal. So like a sheriff holds the most power in a town, but a sheriff is also the strongest person in the town.
Right. I mean,
he's the best shooter. He can negotiate. You know what I mean? Like he protects everyone. That's his job. Like to be a sheriff, you got to be strong.
Mm-hmm.
And Wiley shows that. He goes, Rufus isn't the devil because you don't know how powerful I can be, or something like that. He was saying something along those lines of like, you don't know how powerful I am.
It is funny, like you mentioning that, because that was a phrase that was kept getting thrown around. It's like, oh, Rufus is the devil. Rufus is the devil. Yeah. He's the devil. Blah blah this and blah blah that. And especially the sheriff. He kept the sheriff.
Wiley.
No. Is that
Wiley Esco? Yeah, that's the sheriff of Redwood.
No. What is he called?
The marshal.
The marshal. Yes, the marshal.
Oh, okay. Bass Reeves.
Reeves. Yeah. He kept saying, he's like, Rufus is not a devil.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a man. And he kept insisting, like, you don't know what a devil is.
Right.
Right? You don't understand. And, I mean, you can understand that because slavery is I think, just ended, right? Because they're all, for the most part, free.
It didn't end.
Was it still before the Civil War? This is after the Civil War, I think.
Yeah. Oh.
This is after the Civil War. Slavery, the emancipation has passed. Let's just say that. Yeah. The emancipation has passed, right? So
and they're on the West, though, too.
Huh?
They're on the West, too.
That's true.
So, yeah.
But so I would imagine that Bass, he knows what real, like, evil looks like, or like what the devil really looks like, which is...
He says it. He says what it is.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just funny that everybody kept referring to Rufus as the devil, right? And he's like, nah, man, you don't know what the devil is, buddy. You don't know what it is just yet.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I was just like, it was pretty light on the race cards and stuff like that. It was interesting. And speaking of that, like normally when you see films that are more African American dominated, you can see that the white folks that are written in there are very how would I say, very mean, and very just vindictive and just very ultimately just not cool people. Okay, in this film, they're written as just everyday people, and I'm just like, this is crazy. I mean, mind you, of the soldiers that was in the train,
true,
but obviously the soldiers are criminals. Main villains, you know what I mean? Is the cops, you know what I'm saying? So when I saw the people in the bank scene where Cuffy is in the bank, you just see how everyone is just so just like, oh, it just looked like their day was ruined. You know what I mean? And I was just like, this is so weird. I was just like, normally you would see it a lot of angry people. I mean, they laughed at Cuffy because you don't have an account here.
Yeah.
You know?
I talking about that bank scene. That bank scene, the
oh yeah,
when they go to that town and the town was called White Town and everything was white.
Even the gravel,
everything was white, and the majority. I mean, everybody who was there was white. I'm just like, that's too funny. I mean, that's hilarious. I thought that was a genius like storytelling of that part of the movie. It's like, oh, we gotta go and rob this white town.
There's a funny part about Cuffy too, because like. Cuffy was the person that went to White Town into the bank, and they had Cuffy put on a dress.
Yeah.
And when Nat told Cuffy to put on the dress, Cuffy's like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." Da da da. And he's like, "You got it." And then so takes off the pants and whatnot, and then the young kid that's with them, Jim Beckworth, he's all like, "Oh, woo." Oh man, I'm so glad. I was like, I thought I was falling for you for right reason. I can't be the only one. Everybody's like,
no, we knew what she was. Yeah. We know that she was a girl. It's like, wait, no, I couldn't be the only person who thought.
No. He said he couldn't be the only one that thought. Wait. I thought it was because nobody else thought she was a girl.
No. He thought he was falling for a guy.
Yeah. And he's like, I couldn't be the only one.
Yeah. But everybody else is like, we know that it wasn't a guy that was dressed up.
Okay.
And he's like, wait, are you guys kidding me? Like, he was like the only one.
I be
like,
oh
man,
dude.
It's like, you were fooled.
that was funny, dude. And I was just like, oh, dude, that's hilarious. And what's funny about Jim, or the actor who plays Jim Beckworth, RJ, I don't know how to say his last name. Kyler?
I would say Siler.
RJ. He's the Blue Ranger from the Power Ranger movie.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Dude, when I saw him in the movie, when I saw him in The Harder They Fall, I was just like, he looks so familiar.
That's funny. I
I was just like, and then like literally like in the middle of the movie, I just scream out, Blue Ranger. He's the Blue Ranger. And I actually like the Blue Ranger character too, which is weird because in this movie, CJ played a very confident dude, very yo, dude, I'm
too cocky.
Dude, he was just like he was about it.
Well, and, he believed himself to be the quickest draw in the West.
And then they're like, nah, Cherokee Bill would be, and then and then he says to Cuffy that he was, and then he's like, who do you think he is? And then Cuffy's like, every time I look in the mirror, that's the fastest. And I was just like, okay, Cuffy, I see you, dog. I see you.
Yeah.
But when I found out he was a Blue Ranger, I was like, oh, dude, this is crazy because in the show Blue Ranger or Power Rangers, he is not a coward, but he's afraid.
Yeah,
kind of like Usopp from One Piece, if you guys are familiar. But like he's like he screams a lot, he's just like, oh no, this and all that. So it was kind of cool to see the whole Western twang in his voice, and like he had hair this time because in Power Rangers he was kind of just buzz cut all the way around. But Jim's character it was funny. It was dope, and he even saved a bullet for Cherokee. Friggin'. You know what I'm saying? Awesome character.
Yeah. Yeah, no, oh man. So that I enjoyed this character a lot. I do think he was too cocky though, which sad. Oh well. But so they find out that he's free, so they're gonna go after him. I just why in the world Mary decided to go into town by herself does not make sense to me.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Like, Nat just told you, don't do it. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
And she goes into town, and it did not work. Mm-mm. So she gets captured, right?
Right.
And because, Rufus is like, I know who you are.
Yeah, he's like...
you're not here because she said, oh, because she owns a tavern.
Right.
She's like, oh, I'll just go into town and I'll sell them I want to buy your tavern, and with my name it could become a big thing, right? Rufus is just like, I know who you are. I know what you're here for. Like, this is not gonna work.
You're fooling? And he's like, what do you think this is? And I was just like, yeah, she went in there like blind.
Can I just say, by the way, Regina
King?
Oh my gosh, so good. I mean, I enjoy her in so much other things.
Yeah.
She's a phenomenal actress. I love her to death. She's so good. But she did such a great job in this movie. Like, she was just a bad beep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. She made Boondocks. A couple of.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
If you guys ever seen that, great show.
But as treacherous Trudy, it worked so well. Like, I enjoyed her character. She was so like, just like, she did not mess around.
Yeah.
She was there to do business, right? And it's so good to see too, because like, because she's a female character. And especially in that time period, nobody's gonna take her serious. Mm-hmm. So that's why she's got to be like over the top. Like, I'm a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
You better watch out with me. You think because I'm a woman, you can do whatever you want? Nah, boy, that's not how it works here. Exactly. Boom. Mm-hmm. They don't call me treacherous Trudy for no reason.
Dude, you remember in the train scene, she like wipes her blade off on someone else's towel. I was like,
just stabs him and then just
like, how treacherous of you.
Treacherous. And then Cherokee Bill was just always so chill with everything. Like, when he goes into the train scene, he's like, look, I don't like to do violence, and it's not my thing. It's just, but the people behind me, they're all about it. Yeah. So we can do this easy way, or we could do it the fun way. I'd rather do it the easy way until the very end, Exactly. So I thought both crews had really interesting characters.
Yeah.
And it was hard. It was hard to hate. It was hard for me to hate the Crimson Hood gang because their character was so good. Like, they were just like, oh man. And I will admit that there was a point in the movie where I was starting to think maybe the Crimson Hood gang were the good guys, because they killed the bad soldier people and they freed Rufus. Right, well, I guess it's still Buck, but Rufus, say, oh, maybe they're the good guys, and there's like a twist where the Love Gang are the real bad guys doing bad things, and but no, it wasn't. They were definitely bad. They were definitely the bad guys.
Yeah,
they were doing their thing.
Well, especially since Nat had the thing on his forehead.
Oh, so I forgot to mention that earlier.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So when they kill Nat's parents, Rufus decided to put a cross over his head, like to mark him, pretty much.
He's like,
and left him alive.
He remembers when he'll come after him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just like, dang.
Yeah, you find it, like, you think it's just to mark him, like, you my little, but in reality, he says it later. It's like, no, I marked you so that when you come after me, I know who you are. And it's like, damn, that's actually pretty smart, because I mean, how many people walk around with a carved cross on your forehead?
Exactly. I'm just like, man, that is one way that people can like recognize you.
Yeah, definitely. That was crazy. So Mary goes to the Redwood, right? Redwood town, and she gets captured, and then Nate has to come into town. Like, the whole purpose of her going was so Nate doesn't come in, but he has to come anyways. And they kind of like have a tense moment. And pretty much Rufus just tells him, you want your girl? You need to get me my money back plus interest, right? Mm-hmm. So then that's why they go to White Town and they try to rob the bank there, because they need the money to get her free and whatever. And it gets like, it's pretty cool. That was a fun scene. I enjoyed that whole scene.
Man, Nat got bust up though. He was just like, boom, boom. And did he have a missing eye?
Which guy?
The guy that beat up Nat in front of Mary in the prison. And dude, it was funny too. Like, everybody kept saying to all of Rufus's people, they're like, "Where's your boss?" And then they're like, "Boss?" He's like, "Hey, where's your daddy at?" Dad? I was like, dang. I was just like, man, like the amount of burns that was going back and forth was magnifique. Oh my gosh. I was just like, oh, that's funny. I was just like, It's like, where's your boss at?
You know what I really enjoyed about this movie was there wasn't a lot of fighting in the scene in the movie as a whole, but there was a lot of tension.
Oh yeah.
You know, like when they first go into Redwood and you're like, oh shoot, somebody's about to get shot up. But nobody ever shot anybody. They all just kind of like, they're all calm, but you can feel the tension in the air and they're all just like, oh, you want to see Rufus? Right, come with me. I was like, you're just gonna walk up to Rufus? It's like, I guess there's a code of honor going on here that nobody knows about. Like everybody gonna be chill until something needs to happen.
There used to be, especially in that time.
Right.
The honor code.
Yeah. So I thought that was, I really enjoyed that because you had that tension the entire time. Like, oh man, he's just gonna shoot you right here, right now, buddy.
Yeah.
Instead they just beat him up like they beat him.
They beat him. His body.
Oh my goodness.
Face, right?
Yeah. They just destroyed him a little bit. But then he had to go and get the money or whatever. And then the sheriff, right? Wiley, right? That's the sheriff.
Yeah.
Wiley. You know, they're like, oh man, how are we gonna? Because once they steal everything from the bank, they come back and they're like, man, how are we gonna like try to free Mary and all this stuff? Because the truth is, they knew the moment they go back in, they're gonna get popped.
Yeah,
they're all gonna die.
Yeah,
right. But Wiley comes in and he comes with a wagon full of freaking guns and whatever. Yep. He's like, nah, I got you guys, right? Because Wiley got embarrassed, right? He got his butt whooped by Rufus.
Yep. Lost his town
and his title. And his teeth, his gold teeth, right? And then Rufus goes, "Hey, you kid, come here and pick up these teeth. You got dinner for the night now, right? Because they were gold teeth." I like, dang, bro, this is rough.
Yeah, the kid's like, "Oh, I'll grab it." I was just like, "Dang."
Hey, if Rufus tells you to do something, you do it.
Exactly. And he was wondering why they were broke, like the city was broke, and I was just like, "What? Is it prospering?" I was like, I don't think it would be.
Wiley was stealing all of it.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
I mean, Wiley wasn't a good person. We're gonna make that clear, right? But he just wanted his revenge on Rufus for embarrassing him in front of the entire town.
Oh yeah.
But he brought all these weapons and whatnot to
and
explosives, and everything.
Excuse me. But yeah. So when you get to that fight, you expect to see obviously the whole gunfights, but obviously everybody has amazing accuracy for maybe a short montage moment,
and then they suck
headshots, and then they miss all of a sudden. You know what I mean? But one of the saddest parts in there.
It's time. Okay.
Cherokee Bill, he just does what he does. What a cheater.
So I was saying earlier that I really enjoyed all the characters from both sides. I enjoyed Cherokee Bill until this moment.
Yes.
When he did what he did,
yep.
I'm just like, you lost all my respect. I hope you die soon.
Bro, how did you feel when he was just like 5 and he had a Cherokee bullet putting it in 4 and he was ready 3, ready to put it away? Boom, gets shot in the face.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
yeah.
Oh, you know?
So this is what I was saying. Like freaking Jim was he's too cocky, right? So he calls out Cherokee Bill and tells him, hey, we're gonna find out which of us is the quickest draw. Right. He really wanted to be the quickest draw.
From the beginning, we wanted to see this fight.
And I was really upset because I really wanted to see the fight.
Yeah, I wanted to see
it. Oh man, who's gonna be the fastest? And Jim knew if he was the slowest and he died, he would die. He'd be happy dying.
Yeah, because he died from the fastest. Yeah.
Right. So I was like, dang, this is gonna be a tight fight, like gun shootout, right? And then he was counting too slow because that's what Cherokee says. He said, why does so as he gets to 2 and he's putting his gun away, Cherokee just shoots him in the head and kills him. Yeah. And you're just kind of sitting there go, what the? Yeah. Did that just really happen? What the freak?
Yeah, why did they just
rob? Yeah.
I was just like, well, because it's a draw, bro. And I'm just like, oh, Cherokee Bill.
Yeah, that's when I was like, you know what, Cherokee?
Suck.
You can die. You can die right here.
Dude, I was so sad. I was like,
I felt robbed.
Yeah, 100%.
Robbed.
And then, same fight. Bill Pickett, the sniper guy, I call him the vampire for some reason. I think I saw him in. I think he was in. Was he in Twilight? He was a vampire? He played a vampire. I'm pretty sure. But he was saved by a coin. He got shot, but he was like, "I'll be damned." Turns around, and then there Cherokee was. Cherokee was the main villain to all of our lovable characters.
Oh my gosh, he did annihilate everybody, didn't he?
He annihilated the two main of the Love Gang. Yes.
Yeah, he did.
And then Cuffy came through, shot him in the neck. I was like, yes.
I guess she is the quickest draw.
Yeah. And then until she said, "What is that?" She's like, "Beckworth was faster than me." I was just like, Beck. And my brother was like, "Dude, it would have been better if she used the bullet that Jim had intended for Cherokee, and to do like a little special close up
where the bullet's like moving and it just says Cherokee on it." That would have been clean.
Yeah, I was just like, "Oh, that would have been some poetic justice." And I was like, "Is that the right term?"
Yeah, I think it is.
I guess so.
It might be. No, it is.
And I was just like, "Oh, that would have been so sweet." But her saying, "Beckworth was faster than me," especially that Western twang, was faster than me. And I was just like, "Oh, too late," but that was nice, you know?
Yeah, and I mean, it probably was if Cherokee didn't cheat and shoot him early. I mean, he probably would have died. Cherokee would have been done right there on the spot. Boom. It's probably why Cherokee did it.
He probably not the quickest, but everybody else says he is because his opponents can't say otherwise.
Because he did.
Dead.
But yeah, her when she shot him, I was like, "Oh yes, oh I'm so satisfied." That was so good. And then you had the fight between Mary
and Trudy.
That was such a good fight.
That was a good fight.
And the scene they were fighting was I guess it was like a dye room.
Yeah,
right? Because they had a bunch of like linens hanging everywhere, and there were like
little basins of like
of colored water. So they were like dyeing colors and
powders.
Stuff. It was such a beautiful like location because everything was colorful and they're fighting and like stuff is just getting shot everywhere. It was really cool. I was like, dang, this is a nice scene. I like how everything's going. And then their fighting was great. And obviously Mary beats Trudy, freaking smashes her head with a
rifle, with the back of a rifle.
Right? Yeah, with the back. Was it? I thought it was a shovel.
No, it was a rifle.
Oh, it was a rifle?
Yeah.
And
wait.
I thought it was a shovel.
It could be a shovel. I know that the rifle and the shovel were.
Yeah, they were in it.
Yeah,
but I think she beat him she smacked her with the shovel.
Okay.
And I was just, and then she wins the fight. And I was kind of like, and then it cut to the next part. And it's like, whoa, hey, wait. Are we sure Trudy's dead?
Yeah, did we figure this out yet? I mean,
I was expecting at some point, like when all the fight was done or whatever, and everybody was collecting themselves, right? I was like, Trudy's gonna come out of nowhere and shoot Mary in the back or something,
right?
Like just have a weird. I was be like, dang it, I knew you should have like smashed her head in a few more times before you left. But hey, maybe she did that and we just didn't see that part. But that fight was pretty dope. I liked it.
That was a good fight. Yeah, no, and I was not surprised. I was happy that they didn't do a lot of hair pulling because Mary's hair was literally out everywhere. You could like easily grab that bad boy, like, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying?
You know who she reminded me? She reminded me of Slasher or Slash.
Oh,
from Guns N' Roses.
Oh,
because she had the top hat, and then with her hair just all poofed out, and I'm like,
I thought of Mad Hatter.
Really? I'm like, she looks like a Slash. It's so dope. This looks so good. I liked her entire, like her outfit in general, just with the hat and her hair. Just, huh?
And she could sing.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was so good. I enjoyed her character a lot. I was like, oh man, I'm in love with the character.
Yeah. And it was funny too because like everybody I guess had a thing.
They really did.
You know, and you know the quick draw or Jim Beckworth, he was the quick draw.
Cocky boy.
Yeah, and then Nat Love obviously, you know, is the leader and the one on vengeance, and then Trudy had her knife, and Rufus had his gang. You know what I mean? Like they all had something. And I'll just say, yo, what was Mary's thing? And I forgot. Like when her character's introduced, she's like slamming her rifle on the ground as she's walking, kind of like a crutch.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, that's right.
She's
So
the boss.
so after that fight with Trudy, she comes out with the rifle, and and she gets back into shooting folks. I was like, dang. Okay, but did you know Zazie Beetz, the girl who plays Mary Fields, played a Domino in Deadpool 2. Deadpool 2.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I didn't know that until when I started researching it. I was just like,
Really?
oh, snap. Yeah. So it was really cool to see that fight. So after that, I guess this would be the most important fight was obviously the climactic fight.
Nate versus
Nate versus Rufus.
Rufus.
And let me tell you, that twist, incredibly put. It was like right.
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't see it coming either.
Okay. You tell the twist, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about that twist.
Okay. So Rufus starts, just kind of like talking to Nat or Nate or Nathaniel. Let's say Nathaniel first. Well, I'll say whatever comes to mind at the time. So he's talking to Nathaniel, and he's saying, I grew up, or like my mom wasn't there for me at that age. This, that. He just starts talking about his mom and his dad and how his dad was abusive, used to beat her, and and then he started beating me, and my mom went to protect me, and he ended up killing her.
Yeah.
He leaves town or whatever, and all that jazz. Changes his name to Love, and I'm like, no way. And so we find out that Rufus's mom was killed by his father, who changed his name to Love and got remarried and had a child named, you guessed it, Nathaniel, meaning the gentleman that walked up in the house in the very beginning of the show was the son of Nathaniel's father.
They're brothers, half brothers.
They're brothers. Freaking brothers.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I did not see that twist coming at all. That was good.
That was a good twist, especially how it was brought up too.
So, yeah. So he beats his wife or whatever and kills her, right? And then leaves. Not whatever, because it's a small subject. It is a serious subject, everybody. But and then so the father finds God. That's what happened. He finds God because he's a reverend in
church. Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, he has the collar and everything. He's a reverend, and then he dies, right, by the hands of Rufus. Yeah, but they were brothers. I thought this entire time though that Rufus was his dad, and that something happened. Like I thought that Nat was kidnapped by the man or something, and that's why he went after him and killed him and whatever, right? Or something. I thought he was his dad this entire time.
Oh, okay.
I thought that's what
Makes
the
sense.
twist was, that Rufus was, because he's old. I'm like, he seems old enough to be his dad, right? And I was like, I'm like, dang, that's his dad and whatever. And I was so convinced because I kept saying it, like, man, look, the twist is it's going to be his dad. He's going to have to kill his dad. And then you like, I'm your brother. What? This is not a Star Wars moment. Luke, I am not your father. I am your brother.
No, but I love it when he goes like, I couldn't kill my brother, and then he says some other words along the line, and then he goes, but you a buck. I was just like, oh, why does that stings a little bit? You know what I mean? You a buck. I was just like, oh no.
Because the person he hated most is Rufus Buck, and to know that he is a buck,
makes it even worse. And I'm just like, oh my god, dude, that twist was awesome. It was nice and sweet.
It was good.
It was.
I enjoy a twist where I don't see it coming until the very last second, and I didn't even see that coming at all. It freaking blindsided me. I was like, oh, I didn't. Wow, that was so good. Good job. But And he, unfortunately, I mean, I guess how you want to see it, he ends up shooting his brother, like, his entire 8 clip into him, and just, I was like, oh, bro, you just killed your brother. I mean, I know you hated him, but dang.
Yeah.
He just killed him.
Just killed your brother. And then, when they did the whole, what was that, the funeral part?
Yeah.
He put Nat Love in there.
Yeah.
But I was just, that's the way to do it if you want to try to start clean.
Right.
I was like,
now you could be Nat Buck.
Nathaniel Buck?
I don't think he would take that name.
I don't know. I was just like, nah, dude. Just change your name to Love. Love.
Love.
You know what I'm saying? Love.
What's your name? Love. I mean, the smartest thing probably would be to take Fields.
Yes. And
Nat
Mary.
Fields.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah. And at the end, normally, I guess it's not really an Easter egg, but you'll see Trudy. Remember when they were leaving? They were leaving the town. You see Trudy.
She was still alive.
Yeah.
I totally forgot she was still alive.
Yeah. She was just like, you just see her there with her
like,
hat.
well, you just see like her, like this part of like her arm area, like her torso kind of area, but it's her. Right?
That's what she was wearing. Yeah.
I totally forgot because I'm like, and I was just saying too that I was like, man, are you sure you killed her? Because she's gonna pop up and kill you.
That's funny.
And
I
then
thought you said that because you knew she was.
No,
alive.
I totally forgot that she popped up right late at the end as they're riding away.
Yep.
And now that I think about it, I'm like flashing back to myself, like, I knew she was still alive. It's time for the Trudy vengeance to come and kill the Love Gang.
Exactly.
The last 2 people that were left,
or 3,
or 3.
Yeah. And the marshal.
And so Cuffy joins the marshal and becomes his deputy.
Yeah.
Right.
That whole they deputies hold a lot of power too.
I mean, they're an extension of the sheriff,
their
or in
weight
this case,
is heavy. Yeah.
Extension of the marshal. I mean, she was going to become a marshal.
No, I thought she was going to be the sheriff of Redwood.
No, because she left with
Oh, that's true.
She left with Bass
Reeves. Yeah.
Boss. I don't know how you pronounce. Is it base? Do they say base?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. You can say Marshall Reeves.
Well, no, I just didn't remember if they called him base or boss.
I don't know. Yeah, me neither. They could call him boss. Be French. I don't even know. I don't know why every time I hear an ah instead of an a sound, I just call it French.
That Latin a.
Yeah. Okay. So this is my last honorable mention. The soundtrack. Incredible.
Yeah, it was a good soundtrack.
Oh my gosh, dude! And it was so much reggae music. Now, I mean, we're up in episode 54, and you guys should already know by now. But I play music and I play reggae music.
Wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't know?
I didn't know that.
Well,
I've only known you forever.
Yeah. See, I invited him to a concert November 5th. Show. He's just like, I don't want to go.
That's not what I said. I said, heck yeah,
I'm
going to go.
Have a cowbell. That's what he said. I was like,
you know what? That part is true, though.
Yeah. But yeah, so.
You play the ukulele, but you don't have a cowbell.
Yeah, I don't have a cowbell. Moo. Ding, ding. But, yeah, so the soundtrack. You had CeeLo Green, you had Barrington Levy, and it was crazy, too, because, like, we're just listening to the movie as it goes on, and every time it was just like a new song, a new jam. But there was a reggae song that played that goes into Mary Fields' a scene when she starts singing, and I was like, that is awesome. That's awesome when they're using that, because the thing is that reggae music wasn't around, or I'm sorry, it was around then, but it wasn't like
it was
accessible.
a local.
Yeah, you had to have been there to be able to listen to it
on the islands.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so it was really cool to hear like reggae music go into it, and then all of a sudden you hear the same progression in a piano that's in a saloon, and then boom, you have a new song.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is it. This is the freaking soundtrack of the year. My gosh, amazing. That's my last honorable mention of this film. Aside from it being wow, you know what I mean? Like the soundtrack.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed the soundtrack a lot too. I thought it was really well done. It went with the movie very, very well. I mean, I'm not as like musically intellectual as you, I want to say, right?
Lies.
Like I
You
listen
play
to
guitar.
oh, that's true.
And you
I guess
perform.
that's not. I guess what I want to talk about is more like if I listen to music on a movie, like a soundtrack, I'm not really paying attention about the song. Like I'm not really listening to the music.
I see.
And going, oh man, what's that song? You know.
Right.
But I'll go like, dang, that song went well with that scene. Like, oh man, that made that scene or whatever. But yeah, I don't look up the soundtrack most times, right?
Right.
So but I do agree the soundtrack was.
Yeah, it was good. It was Chef's Kiss. Do you have any more honorable mentions, or do we go into the
No, I think I'm
issues
good.
with the movie?
We can go right into the issues.
Let's go into the issues, baby.
Let's do it. You want to go first?
No, I started off with the honorable mentions, so you go first.
Okay.
on this one.
Well, I mean, I am a pro at the negatives.
You know what I'm saying? Does it show
Should
show off?
it
I
be
don't know why I
something to
made
be
that
proud
voice.
of, though? Negative things should not be something you should be proud of, unless it's negative of being a bad person.
Oh.
Okay. Really, I don't have much negative things to say about the movie. I think my only complaint was really the Jim / versus Cherokee gunfight. I was super upset because the entire movie is building up to them having this fight, and he even he wants to fight him right at the beginning, like when they first go to Redwood. He's like, "Hey, Cherokee, let's have a gunfight," and everybody's like, "Hey, how about not right now? We gotta go rob a bank, shall we? Like, let's do that first,
chill, okay?
and then you have your opportunity to shoot him or whatever."
Right?
And he's like, "No, I want to fight him right now," and he's like, "Bro, no, we gotta go," you know. And so there's this whole like movement to see this fight, and I was like, man, you just robbed me of that really cool scene. Like I don't care that Jim died. I care that he was robbed of the opportunity to have a really good who's the fastest draw.
Yeah.
And that's really the only complaint I have of the movie.
It would have been better if he missed, and then they had to go into a gunfight, and they started fighting outside until they met up again. You know what I'm saying?
That would have been great.
That would have been good.
That would have been good.
But no. Literally, I was just like,
Yeah.
I just want to say, as
Dirty.
much as I hate that part and how dirty it is, I gotta give it up to the director and director who is also the writer for writing that bad boy in, because oh my gosh, you literally had this lifeline of Jim's following us with us following Nat and Rufus. And it was literally just as big, I want to say. Like, the anticipation of this quick draw fight was so huge.
Yeah.
And then to just cut it.
So it's like, just kidding. You're not going to get what you want, people.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
and
I will say, though, like, the entire time, every time Jim spoke, I was like, bro, you're going to get shot. That's all I was saying. Like, bro, you're going to get shot. You're going to get shot because you run your mouth way too much, and somebody's going to shoot you for it.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened, but like I said,
he was walking his mouth this time. 1 or 5.
Crawling his mouth, more like 1,
2.
It's like, are we on a slow motion?
Cherokee bullet. that you only gets to see the light of day once.
Right.
You know?
But yeah, that's really my only complaint. I wish they had a real shootout with each other, like even if it was just a draw. But I do agree. I mean, it was like an ingenious thing to do, to just nip it. It's like, sorry guys, you're not gonna get what every other Western does for you.
Right.
You
don't get all your.
You know, but other than that, I thought the movie was just spectacular.
Yes.
Like I said, I thought, it's great. I'll leave the rest to the grading part.
I don't think I have any issues with it. Only the fact that every time I saw Nathaniel on screen, I thought of He Who Remains. And it's just the funniest thing because that was the first time I saw him. I didn't watch The Bloods, and apparently he's in that movie too.
The Bloods?
Yeah. Jonathan Majors. So Jonathan Majors was also in Loki as He Who Remains.
Yeah.
And so it's just funny to see him. I was like, Kang the Conqueror. But I was just like, oh, he's in Western right now. So he's not. That's not him right now. Or maybe it's a different Kang. What if he changes his name to Kang Buck? Yeah, I'm gonna just go by Kang Buck. That'd be crazy.
The first time I saw Jonathan Majors was in what what was it called? It was called blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I know that one.
You know that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really good one. But the other one is, what is it called? It's Lovecraft Country.
Oh, I haven't seen
Really great show. Fantastic. It's super weird. It has weird things going on in it. So good. That's where I saw him, and I'm just like, wow, this guy is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I was super impressed with him in Lovecraft Country. If you have not watched that, I would definitely recommend watching it because it's really great. It's really great.
I like the saying that Nat had in the movie. Exhale. Remember? He would tell you to exhale before he shoots you.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, he first he tells one of the Crimson Hoods that they catch. And then he's all like, "Tell me what's going on."
Oh yeah.
He's like, "Exhale," and then he shoots him, and then walks away.
He shoots his
the
cuffs off of him,
and he does it again later on. He's like, "Exhale," and he kills him. I was just like, "That's the dopest thing ever." And I want to say the funniest thing about that quote is that I use it in real life. My brother was looking for a car and he went to go buy one, and then apparently they were overcharging him a ton, and so he's all like, "Yeah, we're not gonna get the car, this and that, whatever," and he's like, "I'm so mad at that dealer," and I was just like, "Did you tell him to exhale?"
That's great.
And then it's just I thought it was funny.
That is pretty good.
But okay, so let's give a grade. So I'll grade this based off of the acting, the music, or the soundtrack, excuse me, and basically the execution of most characters and what they all do. And I'm just going to give this film an A+. This movie was extraordinary, and I would definitely want everyone else to get on board and watch this movie so we can discuss even more than what we already did.
Man, that's good. I give it a I give it an A.
Okay.
It's not
Cherokee
A+.
got to you that bad, huh?
It's the only thing, really.
Dude, Cherokee,
but
man.
I really enjoyed this movie. This movie was so good, so good. Like I said, you don't see black cowboys, right? Nope. In the cowboy world of movies,
except for Jet.
Except for that's true. You know what, Jet,
Cowboy Bebop.
Yep, 100%. Never mind, I take back what I say. No, but like in all seriousness, and it was just like all these towns and everything. It was all just, it was so well done, and it was a nice feel to it. And I mean, why not? Like to think that there's only white people who are cowboys is kind of ridiculous. You know? Cowboys weren't a
group
Native
of American.
Right. Cowboys, Cowboys. It was an era, right? It was a fashion, right? It wasn't just only these people were cowboys and everybody else was something else. Like no, if you worked in a ranch or if you worked in these parts of the world, right? You dressed this way because it was the best way of doing things,
right?
And especially in the Wild Wild West. I mean, anybody in the Wild Wild West was going to be considered something like a cowboy.
Exactly,
yeah. So, and I liked how they just like, you know what, we're going to make it, and we're going to have the majority of everybody, pretty much everybody, are going to be black actors. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, yeah, 100%. I'm on board. Let's do it. And the movie was done so well. And, I mean, the cast was phenomenal.
Cast was sick. Yeah, I loved it.
The cast had some of the best people.
I was just like, dynamics, chemistry.
Yeah. I give it an A. The only thing is the scene of Jim and Cherokee. If there was a better fighting scene with Jim and Cherokee, guess what? Yeah. A+. It would be an A++++.
Are we sure?
Yes.
Because that gutted us pretty hard, and we still liked the movie.
Because it was so short.
Yeah.
And
short and not sweet.
And Cuffy brought it back when she shot Cherokee. So I was just like, you know what? You brought it back up for me. Good job. Good job.
Faster than me.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know, so A is definitely what I would give it.
Yeah. The cast definitely was chosen.
Fantastic.
I was
wonderful cast. I loved it.
When I saw Delroy Lindo, who played Boss Reeves or Beast Reeves, Bass Reeves.
He's great. I love him.
I love his characters. I've seen him play like dads and stuff like that, and I've seen him play the law too, and it's always cool to see him when he's just like, don't be doing anything stupid now. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, yes, I love that character. And then when you find out that marshals and sheriffs and deputies have such power, and they're overwhelmingly strong with a gun, a knife, or whatever tactics, it just really puts perspective who that character was. And Delroy really got that right down. I mean, he just has that natural look. You know? So yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
But his stash was pretty dope too.
Oh yeah. Yes. What was that face? The face that he's like, don't mess up, but he's like. Is that the face where he was?
Yeah. But it was good.
But anyway, yeah. Well, that wraps up this episode. Thank you to White Wong Media. New episodes every Wednesday. Don't forget to like and follow our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Listen to our podcast through Anchor FM. Like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube channel. All the links are down below. Thanks again for tuning in.
See you next time.